Thank you, thank you, thank you, ladies.
I'm a talented designer on the path so fly, making moves, breaking barriers, touching the sky. It ain't no easy road. It's filled with trials and strife.
Woohoo!
Pushing, staying versatile, living my life. Sketching dreams on the canvas, bringing colors
All
to
right.
fashion.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Gabby, for an awesome introduction. Is everything okay? I'm hearing a bit of an echo. Do I sound okay? Yeah. Okay. Excellent. Wow, it's almost over. Thank you for sticking it out in this final day and coming to see us. You are here for a very exciting session. We're going to be diving into a very powerful topic: how XR technology is being used to create real-world impact through collaborations with some of the biggest companies. I'm Rita David, co-founder of Innovation Girls, or IVG.World, and I will be your moderator today. I'm thrilled to be here with these 4 amazing young women. On the end, we have Anna from P&G Poland, and Zuzanna and Tereze and Amelia are all members of IVG.World. IVG.World is a global community that empowers Gen Z young women to explore the Web3 economy while they design and innovate through XR technology. These brilliant minds, ages 15 through 19, have worked on some really groundbreaking projects with the big companies. We're talking Procter Gamble, General Electric, Meta, and the list goes on. Tackling issues like environmental sustainability, period shaming, and fashion upcycling. And you're going to hear about all of those today. Most importantly, we would not be here today without the precious partnership with Women in Immersive Technology, or WIIT. WIIT is an NGO supporting women in immersive tech and helping us to sponsor these really important initiatives. They've helped us push boundaries, whether in fashion, technology, and community building. Without WIIT and P&G's experience, generosity, and shared commitment to our vision, none of this would have been possible. So let's hear it for WIIT. Woo! So we will introduce the panel and get down to business.
Okay, so hi, I'm Amelia. I'm a student from Poland, uni student. I've been in a IVG community since 2022. I'm a mentor now. The thing I appreciate the most in XR would be 3D modeling, especially organic 3D modeling. And I'm very excited to be here today.
All right.
So, hi everyone. My name is Tereze. I'm 18 years old and I'm from Latvia. I've been a part of IVG for about 1.5 years now, but I'm also a mentor now. And I think my favorite part about XR is meeting all the people from all different walks of life and the story they have to tell with their technology.
Hi everyone, I'm Zuzanna. Is it working?
Yes.
Yeah. Hi everyone, I'm Zuzanna and I'm 15. I'm a student from Poland and I'm in IVG for around half of the year now. And the most thing is the best for me is 3D designing, especially Blender and AR in Blipper.
Yeah. So, hi everyone, my name is Anna. I'm 26 years old, originally from Greece, but now I'm based in Poland, and I work for P&G as an application manager. And I'm super excited to be here in this conference and see all these amazing technologies that you have.
Thank you, everyone. Anna, we'll start with you. So we just recently finished a project with Procter Gamble in Poland. P&G has always been a strong advocate for equity and inclusion, particularly with initiatives focused on early exposure to STEM education for girls. How does P&G support in this area contribute to breaking down gender stereotypes and inspiring the next generation of young women to pursue STEM careers?
So P&G supports and advocates equality and inclusion through different pillars, such as gender equality, LGBTQ+, neuroinclusion, and many others. However, in particular, as you said, we wanted to promote early exposure to STEM education for girls and encourage them to challenge stereotypes, develop skills, and pursue rewarding STEM careers. And
in March of this year, we partnered with you and Women in Immersive Tech on a Girls in STEM program. Can you share more about the objectives and the impact of this partnership, and how initiatives like this are helping close the gender gap in STEM fields?
So our goal was to encourage young girls to engage in STEM and address the existing gender gap that exists in the field. So earlier this year, we invited 16 girls from ages 13 to 17 to participate in the Girls in STEM program, where they had to create a virtual world and address the period shaming issue. In this way, we empowered them to challenge the stereotype and bias around this topic, develop crucial technical and soft skills, and also contribute to the technological advancements that we also see in this conference for a more diverse and inclusive future. And we were amazed by the quality of the projects that the participants delivered. Their dedication and hard work, their presentations, as well as their technical skills were outstanding.
Thank you. Zuzanna, so this was a first project you worked on since you joined Innovation Girls. Could you share your experience, first for joining the IVG.World community, and secondly, being part of such an innovative and impact-driven initiative?
So yes, it was my first project with cooperation with IVG and P&G.World. So at first, I was really stressed, I have to say it. It was totally a nightmare at first, but the committee was very open to me, and for the first time, they really helped me, especially mentors and girls from Poland, like Amelia and Natalia. They introduced me to the company. And like the whole concept of VR just changed to me, for XR. Like I never knew that this technology can actually change the world. And like this, just I can design my passions, I can show my passions to the world and actually change it. And I can also earn things like my VR headset and real money, and it's just amazing.
Thank you. So not only was it your very first project and you were scared, you tackled a very sensitive issue, period shaming, through XR. So how did you ensure that the experience was empowering for yourselves, yet still making it accessible for the brand and for P&G?
Like the key to us was to make sure that the girls are seen and heard, and we do that by showing our Mars journey, like imagining us as the Martian, as the girl who travels to Mars, and then she has a period. What a shame, but instead of being embarrassed of that, through the journey she learns how to be proud of it. Like it's nothing to be ashamed of. She should be proud of it. And from XR, we shared our community and girls all over the world that it's a normal thing.
So you just mentioned that through XR you were able to do that. Can you tell us a little bit more why XR was the perfect platform to normalize such an important conversation?
I think the XR is a great tool to make all of issues all over the world seen and heard, because you can just show people stories by making them more personal and interactive. You know, if something is interactive and you can really imagine it by yourself and it's personal to you, you feel it, you feel the problem, and you can solve it.
Thank you. Amelia, you have been with IVG.World since our very first Badass Lab that we launched with Women in Immersive Tech. That first lab was also with P&G. Can you tell us a little about what the nature of that collaboration was?
Yes, so Procter Gamble came into us and they wanted us to create for them a gamified experience that was supposed to be appealing specifically for Gen Z. And it was supposed to be advertising their oral hygiene products. And so Toothopolis blends fun gaming mechanics with real-world oral hygiene education. How did you all design a game that not only engages young players, but also connects them with the brand in such a meaningful way? Well, it was tricky because teenagers don't like being told what to do. So we started with creating an experience, a product, basing on the research we did, basically what Gen Z likes, what they don't like, essentially what they click on. And then, so we created like this prototype of a game, and then we based this game universe on Procter Gamble oral hygiene products. So brushing your teeth was a core part of the experience of playing the game. And as a result, as you were playing the game, you didn't even realize you were learning about all those healthy habits of oral hygiene.
And how did you integrate XR to encourage better habits? And do you think this approach could be used for other health care issues?
Definitely, definitely. XR is perfect for making really boring stuff exciting. Yeah, what we did, we created a VR game. And I think definitely I can see XR encouraging you. For example, we already have, I'm pretty sure, more than one game there is that is about exercising, like keeping your body in a great shape. And I can imagine like a game, for example, that encourages you to eat healthy. And I think in the long run, definitely XR will maybe even save lives. It's really good for, as I said, making boring stuff exciting, especially for kids.
Amazing.
So that's good.
Amazing. Tereze, you were also on this initial Badass Labs. How was being part of a project like Toothopolis, how has it helped you grow personally as a designer? And how does an organization like Women in Immersive Tech help you in this space?
Yeah, so I think after this project, I looked back on all my skills and I realized that XR design is more than just something that looks cool. It can also change behaviors because it's immersive. And we did our best to make this game something fun, but also impactful. And, you know, we really took our focus on making sure that the young people who are using this game would learn these important life skills, but, you know, their children, they might not realize like why exactly cavities and oral health is so important, but we just wanted to make sure that they would still do it because it's a game. They want to progress, you know, they want to level up. And I think Women in Immersive Tech were incredible like emotionally supporting us, making sure we never lost our way, we believed in ourselves, and look where we are now.
Exactly. Amazing. So it's incredible. So not only have the two of you worked on Procter & Gamble and creating games for the youth and working on period shaming, you've also worked on global plastic waste problems for General Electric. It's incredible, and they're only 18 and 19 years old. So you helped companies tackle this huge problem, global waste, by using XR. Amelia, can you explain how XR made this issue more real for their employees and how it inspired them to think differently about environmental solutions?
Yeah. So what we did, GE came into us with a problem of sustainability within their office spaces. And what we did, we put them in the AR headsets, and we walked them around this huge trash island that floats on Pacific Ocean. That's like twice the size of Chicago. And besides that, we created like this whole VR presentation on sustainability. And I think this is a great example of how, because XR is so immersive, it just leaves the viewer with this emotional, it's really emotionally impactful, more than anything other than we have right now on the market. Because if we were just to show them a presentation that has a text that there's this island that floats on Pacific Ocean, it's made of trash, it's twice the size of Chicago, or even if we showed some imagery, it wouldn't be as impactful and it wouldn't stick to the GE employees as much as what we did to them, as actually walking on the trash island and seeing the scale of it, experiencing it visually.
So not only are they XR professionals, they're very, very humble. Amelia failed to tell you that among 65 teams within GE Global, their solution came out number one. They won among 65 global teams in GE. And not only did you win, but you provided a gamified model for engaging employees in sustainability. Do you envision scaling this model to other companies or industries?
Yeah.
I think I can answer that, actually.
Please go ahead.
So, yes, we worked with GE, and they were wonderful. We had so much fun talking to them. But we realized that our work is not over. They're not the only company in the world with sustainability issues. So we hope that in the future we can connect with more industries farther. For example, something like food, because they have a lot of waste and sustainability challenges, and they have a lot of grave consequences. So we hope that in the future we can connect more and create even more solutions. And I think the key to that, to create long-term changes within these companies, is to show these employees through VR or AR these issues. Because when they were walking on that island, you know how when you throw something out, it has a lid. You throw something out, you never think of it again. But here on this island, you look anywhere, there's trash. You look down beneath your feet, you see something you threw out yesterday at lunch. You didn't think about it, did you? So I think this issue was really in their face, and they had that passion to change.
Wonderful. And working on sustainability, how do you feel like that's affected your role as a designer?
I think that with each passing project, I feel even more responsibility to create new projects and designs that will make the world a better place, because I have a story to tell. I see these issues, and why not help others when I can, And I think comparing, for example, GE and the Twosopolis project, it's also important to look at what audiences this solution is for. Because for kids, we want to make it fun. You know, they aren't really concerned with things like plastic waste just yet. For them, we could make something like a sorting trash game. But for adults, well, they know how to sort trash. They just don't do it. So instead, we take them in VR and put them on this island and be like, this is what you did. Are you gonna fix it?
So speaking on that, up until recently, you all have been creating solutions for big brands, and you will continue doing that. But you've also started working and developing on your own products called Sesame. Zuzanna, would you like to tell us a little about what Sesame is about?
Yes, of course. So we all realized that we want to focus on the very big problem all over the world, fast fashion waste. So we want to make production of clothes more sustainable and ecological. So how is this done? So basically, you have an old piece of clothes that you don't like at all, like it's messy or you're not your size, and you just don't like it. So you take a picture of it, and in our application through AR, the AI can reimagine the piece of clothes. And before the piece of clothes is done, you can put it on in AR or in VR, and then our application connects you, the user, with a local seamstress who's next to you, and the seamstress can just make it done for you. I think that's all.
So this project creates a bridge between fashion upcycling and Web3 technology using XR. So, Amelia, what challenges have you faced so far when blending physical clothing with digital fashion? And how did XR help to solve them?
The biggest issue we had was to make the physical clothing work in a digital space, and the solution to that was XR. So the role XR plays in Sesame, our app, that's the name, is we use it to showcase the final product, so the already upcycled clothing. It's like a preview before the actual changes in a physical world are made, if that makes sense. And we haven't decided yet what kind of technology from XR we're going to use, whether it's going to be AR try-ons or something from Metaverse marketplace or 3D skins. We are not sure yet, but definitely that part of our app is dedicated to XR technology.
Fantastic. Tereze, what advice do you have for startups that might be here in the audience? What are some key lessons that you've learned in creating an app that merges the physical and the digital worlds? And how can they apply that in their own industries?
I think for us, since we want to connect the average user to a space like XR and Web3 and design, we really need to make sure that the user experience is very easy. We want to make sure that there's a lot of guides and tutorials, as well as during the design process. If the AI sometimes can be, they can give results that are not satisfactory, so you can connect with a bunch of XR designers throughout the whole world, and they will not only guide you through the design, but also the XR. And I think a lot of companies should really focus on that, because nowadays I feel if we're making such big innovations for the regular person who doesn't really work in the XR space, we need to make sure that they don't get scared of it. We need to make this accessible for absolutely everyone.
And Amelia, how does the work that you're doing on Sesame, how does it help promote sustainability? And how are you using design to improve the lives of both the designers and the users?
Well, the core function of Sesame is to promote sustainable fashion because the app connects the user to local seamstresses and designers, allowing the user to save their old clothing by upcycling it. And the user also doesn't have to buy new clothing. So that's a pretty sustainable behavior. When it comes to how we improve the life of a user, firstly, we make them feel good about themselves because they get to keep their old clothes that probably hold lots of valuable memories for them. And they also they get to call themselves sustainable, and they don't have to spend money on new clothing. When it comes to designers and seamstresses, besides just keeping the orders coming for them, just giving them more job, which is, I think, good, we also open a possibility of collaboration directly between the user and the other end, so the designer. And you can only imagine how many cool projects can come out of that. Plus, Sesame opens new possibilities of ownership, both digital and physical, which is exciting, I think, for all of the parties that are involved.
Sorry. So each of you joined the Innovation Girls community through one of our Badass Girls in XR labs that was developed in collab with Women in Immersive Tech. Over the past few years, WIIT has been essential in amplifying our mission, connecting us with industry leaders like P&G and Meta to expand our reach. As we look to scale these labs and reach more girls, the support of organizations and individuals are critical to our success. How do you see organizations like WIIT contributing to the next stage of our journey? And what support do you think is essential to take this mission even further?
I can answer that. So I would say to WIIT, we keep doing what you're already doing, so please support your sister company, which is IVG. WIIT gives us, besides just supporting IVG, they give us access to events like this, which is like, I think I'm not only speaking for myself when I say that I really cherish that experience. It basically gives us access to people in the industry, powerful people in the industry. We get to try the newest tech. And yeah, I think that's one of the things that I cherish the most, and WIIT provides me with that. And I would say, please keep doing it. I really enjoy it.
And keep supporting WIIT as well.
Yes.
May I add
exactly.
something as well?
Yeah?
Okay, so I agree that it's amazing being here, and I feel like in person you can also feel the love from WIIT the most, because our booth is right next to theirs usually, and the amount of people coming up, like friends, and they're like, oh, you're the Badass Girls, you're this, you're IVG, oh my God. It's so nice to meet so many new people, because that is how we find these solutions, because you need to meet new people, you need to see what issues there are out in the world, because there's things like who has ever seen the island of trash actually floating around unless you read about it somewhere, unless someone told you. You need to be well informed about issues in the world to find that solution. So as we meet new people, see their experience, their perspective on things, because not always is everything one-sided, and that is how we continue to grow and uplift each other.
Zuzanna, so you're fairly new to the program and fairly new to the mentorship program that we do here. But you have had the chance to learn from some of these amazing mentors. How has that experience shaped your growth? And what impact has having a mentor had on your journey?
So first of all, whole experience in IVG really changed my view to technology. Like I can really change some people's lives through it. I can help new people, and people also can help me. So I'm very grateful for my mentors who introduced me to new technologies, to 3D design, to make things for PNG. So I'm very grateful to you. And also, they're not just my mentors, they're my friends, and I really appreciate spending time with them. It was really amazing experience to be there, to learn from them. Just all.
Excellent, thank you.
I could add something about mentors, like coming from the other end. I want to say that also mentoring. I didn't have, unfortunately, pleasure to mentor Zuzanna, but I mentored other amazing girls. When you mentor a person, even on a subject that you're like purely, really professional at, you get asked questions that you wouldn't have asked yourself about the subject, and that's also a learning experience because you now have to look at this issue or this subject through the lens of somebody else's perspective. And that's also a learning experience for you as a professional at something. So I just wanted to say that because I really cherish that. That's something that I really cherish from being a mentor experience.
That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Anna, if we wanted to give some advice maybe to some startups in the audience of how they could get their foot in the door and start collaborating with the big companies, do you have any tips or strategies or advice that you can share with the audience?
Definitely in PNG, there are certain programs that people can go and sign up. We have the summer internship program that is dedicated for university students. There are some criteria, like I think you need to be on your second year, but I think there are amazing opportunities out there to begin your career and have a good taste about what it means to work in a big company, collaborate with many people from different countries, and just begin your journey.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Unless anybody has something to add, we'd love to open it up for some Q&A from the audience, if anybody has any questions. Anybody? Could be about anything, about P&G. Oh, okay, there we go. We've got a brave soul up there.
Okay, it works. So I would like to ask you girls, what was the experience that made you want to change the world of XR? Was there like a moment in your childhood that made you want to be in this industry that is male-dominated? What was that? Was there a moment like that? It's a question to everyone, basically. I would love to hear everybody's stories.
Mm-hmm. So I might start. So for me, it was, touch the mic, whoops. So for me, I was kind of naturally driven to XR and to tech stuff, but didn't really at first have a courage to do something about it, because it didn't really feel like I would be relevant in the field, that I would fit, like kind of in a more or less direct way as a girl. People tell you all the time, communicate it to you that you're not fit for the industry. So, but I was like, something was like pushing me to it. And it really, and I think everyone, when they have the means to do so, want to change the world for a good cause, in their definition. And it really gave me power to do something about it when I saw that we can hold the mic, we have the voice. And when you can see that you have a means to make a change, you get the motivation to start working.
I suppose for me, when I joined IVG, I was invited by my friend Marta. Before that, I had no knowledge or experience in XR, nothing about Web3, or rarely even design. I only really maybe doodled in my notebooks. I was kind of passionate about storytelling, but nothing about XR. And when we joined, we got VR headsets and we started designing. But that technology was really easy to grasp quickly, especially with my mentors there. And I think I just fell in love with it because there's so many incredible opportunities XR can give you. And it's just like an open world game to me.
So for me, I joined from school. Like in my school, they gave us information that this IVG exists, and back then I was very passionate at science, but not really computer science. I was imagining people in computer science like these nerds who say computers all the time. And when I was at first in IVG, they told me that there's nothing at all. You don't have to program things. You can learn anything you want it, and you have really can change people's lives. And you have to make stories. It's not just boring stuff like programming at all. And I don't say it's boring. Some people will like it, but not me. So you have story that you want to tell, and you can really tell it to people, and it will make impact on them. That just really caught me.
And just, just on a general note, because I think it's very powerful to hear your experiences and your journeys, and I think many people, many women can relate, especially in the STEM industry. And I just want to say that, like by pursuing your passions, I truly believe like young women can inspire others, and as like you did amongst yourselves, but also with a broader audience, and so inspire others and also drive meaningful change within the industry. So I believe that this is like truly powerful and influential. So well done in that regard, and keep going.
Thank you, Anna. Anybody else?
Thank you so much.
Yes.
What would you consider as your biggest challenge going forward?
Who is that directed to? Anybody?
I think our biggest challenge is making sure that people hear us, because we are women, we are non-binary, we are young. And a lot of people, this is a technical like industry. It's all based on this tech, and you have to be up to date, you have to learn a lot, and you have to be well connected. It's why we are so grateful that WIIT is with us, because they can provide so many opportunities. And originally, I believe we weren't supposed to be at this event, like we were taking a break, but WIIT was like, no, you're coming with us, you have to tell a story. And I'm so grateful, because opportunities like this, where we have mics, where we have a voice, they're kind of rare, but we hope that this change we are seeing, where we are more heard, is here to stay, and it's not just a temporary thing.
Yeah, if I can add something. Also, I think as Tereze said, it's hard to like puncture through that, because we often get like swept to this category of some girl company. People like subconsciously or not start thinking that, yeah, we probably don't know what we're talking about, and because it's like kind of double, because we are women and we are really young, so we must not know completely what we're talking about. So it's really hard to like break this stereotype and actually get to talk about the technical stuff, like about our business models, because we constantly get the same kind of sexist questions, and we'll always keep answering them. But we also want to talk about our products, like something else besides how we look like. So that's kind of hard and distracting for me personally. But I mean, I understand that's the reason we're here. That's our mission to change that. So yeah.
From a business perspective, I think the biggest challenge is really getting our foot into the door with the big companies. P&G has been fantastic, and it's an ongoing relationship. But you know, they get a little weary, possibly, of well, how can these young women really make a difference in our bottom line? But slowly and surely, they are realizing that it's not just a nice thing to do. We're offering a business model where they not only get fabulous ideas, they are helping the community. They are empowering women all over the world. And yeah, we need to keep fostering that connection, those relationships that help build those relationships further and further.
Like for me, I think my girls said that. Yeah, like maybe the thing that IT branch is like guy stuff, and we want to break that stereotype. I think that's the biggest challenge to us all. Us as IVG and you as WIIT.
We have a question.
Sorry, can you?
How do you see the challenges that they face, but then from a company perspective, as being a bigger group, do you see like an intersection where you also have difficulties in reaching certain audiences, and do they help with this, or what are the challenges you're facing?
Yeah, so I think this gender gap exists in all phases in life. And also from a personal perspective, I studied computer science, and it's a totally male-dominated field. So there is progress to be made everywhere, and this is why we are partnering with IVG, and we want to keep having those projects. But I would say that Procter Gamble specifically, I cannot speak about any other company out there, but we are really driving this change internally, and I have actually big faith that things will be pretty equal, and actually are in our organization. So for me, specifically, it's very inspirational to see this happening in the real world, and not just something that we say amongst us that it's almost like wishful thinking. So I'm very excited about this part, and also for all the opportunities that we get to have to help in also other aspects in our life.
Yes.
I think both of these questions can be answered with mentorship, because we take young girls and we teach them the tech, and the older ones who are in university, they can be taken in as mentors because they have life experience or they have like academic knowledge that they can also share with us. So there's still a place for them, even if they aren't technically Gen Z. And for that gap in the middle, we have a cycle for mentorship, because I was once, so a year and a half ago, I joined, didn't know much, and Amelia was my mentor, a bunch of other girls were my mentor, and I slowly gained this knowledge. And now that a new generation has arrived with a new project, I teach them. And we also have a lot of girls who are passionate about different things. So for example, Amelia is great in Blender. I have another friend who is really great at VR design specifically. And we teach each other these other small things so that the learning slope is not that steep, so we can learn quicker. So at the same time as I'm a mentor and I'm teaching Zuzanna, I'm sure I will once again ask Amelia for help for a Blender button I forgot about. It just happens because we are constantly learning.
So the nature of our projects, people work at their own pace according to the knowledge that they know. And absolutely, Tereze is spot on. It's all about mentorship, and one of the reasons we start so young, as early as 11 or 12, is because that is a critical age in young girls' lives. When they hit puberty, not everyone, obviously, but many girls lose up to 30% of their confidence during that age period, and they lose any interest that they had in any of the STEM fields. So we think it's very important to capture them at that fragile age, give them the safe space they need, give them the community that they need to, continue the passions that they have. Did we answer? We didn't answer your question? Uh-huh. Mhm. Mhm. Mm. Yeah, we haven't actively promoted to universities. However, we don't turn anybody down. If you wanted to be part of our organization, we're definitely not going to turn you down. We just, everyone has to start with a specific mission and purpose and vision. You have to start small, focused. And, we're not a very old company. We're still a startup. So, like I said, we focused on the youth for a particular reason. But, we do have some college students still with us. Amelia's in college. Who else? Nairi. Yep. There you are. Nairi's in the university. So we do have university students with us. And, yeah, I mean, just because we're not actively targeting them does not mean that we are not inclusive of them. But yeah, please reach out. We'd love to have you.
I wanted to come back to the first question you had about the gap. we do realize that there is a huge gap in abilities, in skill sets between, for example, you and your sister, and even like a bigger gap between like bigger age differences. And we kind of don't put pressure to close it. We do realize that some of the things are kind of hard to skip and hard to close. Absolutely. So that's why we have like kind of subsections within our community, and we acknowledge that we have different interests, and one of us is better in one thing than the other, and we don't try to hide it. We kind of we cherish that, and but we try to close the gap slightly, at least by mentoring, and yeah.
And also, there's women in immersive tech who, that's kind of the natural transition. So when the girls sort of graduate from IVG, there's a huge network with women in Immersive Tech Europe. So I'm not sure if you work more with college students or it's more professional women, but that's also another gap, possibly. Yeah. We hear you. We hear you. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. I guess we'll wrap it up. Thank you all. Thank you so much for listening to us. And I know it's been a long weekend or a few days, but thank you all for being here. Thank you.